Man, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? It's your boy Captain Great, and today episode is called "We All Need a Little Coaching." And you want to know why it's called a little coaching? I got somebody with me in the building today. She goes by the name of Joy Harris. She's actually a life coach. Before I bring her up to the floor, let me give my little introduction. Soul seeking, motivating, innovating. Also as a January kid, so I don't want to pump her head too much. I'm gonna let her go ahead and come in here. We're gonna get the show going. Sorry for the misinconvenience on a couple minutes behind, but welcome to Everyday Grind. This is your boy Captain Great, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring my guest up tonight. Excuse me. Her name is Joy Harris once again, and she runs her own business, Joyful Life Coaching. I'm gonna bring her on up and let Joyful Connections Life Coaching. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and bring her up, let her say something to y'all.
Hi, everybody.
What's going on, Joy? How you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I
Good,
can't complain.
good. Can you see me good?
Definitely, most definitely.
Okay. How you doing,
Everybody,
everybody?
this is Joy Harris. I want y'all to give
Yes.
a hand clap welcoming in the chat, however y'all doing it. Go ahead and put your emojis out there. Show
Yeah.
your love. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for coming to the show, Everyday Grind. It's a pleasure for
Yeah.
real. If
Awesome.
anybody want to know before we get the show going and I get my questions asked, uh, I met her in a mental health check-in Instagram live session the couple night. Was it Sunday?
Yeah, it was Sunday night.
Yeah, it was Sunday.
Yes.
One of my good buddies, CJ, he ended up, getting it going, and he always get it going when he go live. He one of them
Yeah.
guys that doesn't go live, and when he does go live, he brings out the people, and that's definitely what he did.
Yeah. It
And
was
it was a
good.
blessing to come in there and actually get to meet, people in the likes of Joy. So
Mhm.
let's get it going, Joy. My first
Yeah.
question is, as usual, where you from, and what do you do? Let the people know. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thank you for all coming. My name is Joy Harris, and my coaching business is called Joyful Connections Life Coaching. And I started my business I started this journey like 2 years ago. I was a hairstylist for 30 years, and I had to retire due to some back injuries. So I had to create. After I did that, I just decided to pack up. My son and I, we packed our lives up from Toledo, Ohio, and we moved to Cincinnati, Ohio. So we been on the way up ever since that. It was a really great move for us. And while I had to be at home, healing and everything, and ended up having to be disabled, I wanted to still do something, that still works with people and still helps people develop and become what they want to be. But I went more instead of the outside, more on the inside with like coaching. So I'm an empowerment life coach, and I went to school online and got my certification. So now I'm building a business, and what I do in my practice with people, I have men, women, teens come. I have people who come who have really low self-esteem, people who are having lacking confidence and just showing up for themselves. And I also help people with feeling seen and heard. There's a lot of people who don't feel like they're even noticed. So I help people to feel seen and heard and give them a safe place and a safe space to, use their voice and to set boundaries. I give them tools that they need in order to help set boundaries for themselves and actually being an accountability partner for them, like when they want things that they want to do, set goals. But I get a lot of good progress. I've been getting a lot of men coming lately, talking about things, and they've been happy and making money and all those things, but it's just been some things lacking in their lives. So they've been coming, and it's been really great just seeing the transformation in people. I'm always for the betterment of everyone, and just helping people. I've been through many situations myself, divorce and different things, and loss of parents and just different things. So I'm one of those people that when I go through things, because I've been pretty good at kind of coaching myself really, and so I'd like to reach back and help other people as I come through things, just to help other people maximize and become everything they want to be in their lives. That's what I
That's
do a
pretty
lot.
huge. That's a pretty huge
Hmm.
call. That's a pretty huge
Yeah,
call,
it is. I've been
especially when you
avoiding that
battle,
calling.
especially when you battle stuff on your own. So I hear you.
Yeah, I have people to help me with things, but I do my best work when I do it myself because I'm pretty good at taking that look at myself, and I don't run from myself or the things that need to be changed in my life. And I've had times of loss, like everybody has income, loss a home. I lost one day, my whole world collapsed, and I just had to get out of a dark, deep hole myself. So I've
Mm,
always been good at helping other people, and people talk to me because they know it's confidential. Everything we talk about is never discussed. They have a safe place to be vulnerable, and like the men can come and they can take their Superman hat off and Superman cape and vest and everything off, and they can come and just be vulnerable. And then I help women too who just been through divorce, or women who just don't really know who they are. They don't take the time to know who they are, and their
mm-hmm.
spirits are broken. So I just try to help encourage and pour into them, and just be a catalyst. And I use my faith a lot. I'm really big on faith, and I usually have prayer first before I even talk to people, so it's not just me talking and just being getting what I need to give them to thrive in their life and just show up for themselves. So that's what I do, and I love it. It's very rewarding work.
Sounds very soothing
Yeah.
too to just take on something. It's
Yeah.
almost like helping somebody take on their battles with them, and
Yes.
it's all yeah. So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so with that being said, and everybody, I hope y'all took y'all notes and caught all of that. You know, uh, put that in there and let y'all know who she is and what she does and stuff
Yeah.
like that. We're gonna jump right into the first question
Okay.
after that. And this, what was your first job? Was it a life coach or was it something else? What made you? What was the first job you ever had?
I was always everybody's babysitter. Like in the neighborhood, when I grew up, my mom used to keep kids, and then in the summertime, it became my job. I was just always really responsible,
Hmm.
and I was very nurturing. I always had everybody's babies on my hips and all that. So I had a babysitting job that was like way at the opposite end of the block, and I used to have to walk down there because it'd be like dark in the morning time. So I would have one of my brothers. I have four brothers, and I'm the only girl. So I would
Okay.
have them walk me down there like at night, like 5 in the morning. I had to be at the house, and I was taking care of kids and mothering people, and taking care of people way back then. So and that's just something I always. That was my first job. Though I was always a really great babysitter.
So it sounds like you've been a natural life coach all your life
Yes.
without knowing, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know that was all building up to be this, but
Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah,
man, I like that, man. That's
yeah,
it. Almost explain how, like you said, how you fell into that. Like naturally being a caring person and
yes,
looking out. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
I
it's
loved
always
it.
big to have that early on as a
Yeah,
youth, and
hmm,
I can relate to that wholeheartedly. Like I always
yeah,
have friends. I still do it to this day, but as a young kid, I always had friends that came and hung out with me and just
yes,
appreciated my time more
yeah,
or less,
yeah,
wanted to come out of me. So yeah, I like that. I like that.
yeah. I love that. I think that's just who I am. It's like when I wake up, that's. I mean, it just comes natural. That's just what I do. So it's not a
Okay.
struggle. It's not a chore for me to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Man, well, in the middle of that, I like to give out a segment and make sure everybody giving their shout outs and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop mine. Y'all see that right there, everyday grind. Y'all see at the bottom, we got good synergy. We got all my handles, and we got
Hmm.
my other channel as well that I just put up called Elevator Deflate. Go follow all those, like, comment, subscribe. Right now we live, so if you're in the comments, go ahead and share. Don't be scared. Make sure you do that. And yeah, so we're gonna keep on going. I like this. I like where it's going right now.
Yes.
Uh let's see which one I want to ask you. Okay, so we're gonna dig a little deeper.
Okay.
Uh what keeps you going?
In my life, or as far as coaching, or just period.
Just every day in general, like, to get up and tell yourself that you're about to, do your job and this is what I gotta do. This is my
Hmm.
feeling, this is my calling, this is my love. What gets
Hmm.
you up every day to just put you in that mode? What's the
What
first
gets
thing that happened?
when I first thing I get up, I get on this conference prayer line. That's every day. I have to set my day first. I'm kind of ritual with that. That's
Okay.
how I set my day and put on my. It's like getting dressed. And then after that, I wake up. When I wake up, I wake up. My why is I just wake up for other. I wake up to see other people do better. As I'm striving to do better. I wake up just wanting to serve, and it's just ingrained in me. My parents were that way. They were humanitarians. I grew up in a Christian home, so I constantly always saw that, and saw my parents, my dad going and do things with them projects, and he would like take the grill and witness to them and tell them about the Lord and stuff like that. So that's just kind
Mhm.
of what I grew up seeing, and just so it's just naturally in me. And I don't like to see people doing bad or they have a problem that they don't know how to solve. I'll stop
Yeah,
whatever I got going to see to try to help them fix their thing, and I'll go back to my thing. So I just wake up to see people thriving. It doesn't matter what color or race or creed. I just want to see people maximize the best that they can be. Be your best. And I
yeah,
also like people who feel like they're thrown away, or I like the people who people give up on, whether they've been in
mhm,
prison or I like reentry work, stuff like that.
mhm.
I like people that everyone give out and count them out. I like to get on their team and show them we're going to win. That's the Aquarius in me. But I just like them to know that you can win, and that you can. It's not where you start; it's where you finish, and you can still make something out of your life. And that we're out here on a purpose. I mean, God didn't bring us here out of all the eggs to be fertilized. That egg was chose and became a child and became a grown up. So that means that's for a reason. That's on purpose. So there, as long as we have breath in our body, we still have a reason and purpose to be here. That's just really what I feel. So I wake up wanting to help people discover that for themselves.
I like that. That's a
Yeah.
great answer. I
Hmm.
mean, I kind of can say I kind of fall in that line too almost.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people I look up to, and it's a lot of people that I look up to that almost look back up to me as well.
Yes.
And they keep me going all the time, all the way from my teammates to just everyday people I stay in contact with all the time, just to
Yes.
check on them. So I like
Hmm.
that. It's definitely
Yes.
waking up, feeling good about yourself, knowing
Yes.
to be able to push somebody else into
Yes.
something, or make them get rid of something that's bothering them, or
Yes.
so forth and so on. So yeah, I like that.
Hmm. Yep. I love that.
Uh, Anybody can talk in the comments too. If you in there, you got questions.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask.
Ask me
Uh,
anything. Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely an open table. I'm the one with the questions tonight.
Yeah. Ask me.
But if anybody in here that's watching right now from anywhere, go ahead, drop in the comments, ask whatever you want. We'll definitely
Hmm.
answer on the fly. So with that segue right there, I like how you answered it, because it really led into the next question.
Hmm.
Who, not what, but who is your number one inspiration?
Um, my number one inspiration that keeps my blood pumping is my only child, my son. He's 24. It
Okay.
was my parents when they were here, but they're not here. But my son,
Sorry to hear that.
he makes me, for him, it just makes me get up. He makes me keep going. He gives me that drive to keep going, just so he can be good on his purpose, which he's becoming a firefighter here in Cincinnati. So we both are on a new journey, just trying to become something different. And it's
Yeah,
been him and I against the world. So
I
he's
like
my inspiration. He keeps me going. He keeps my blood boiling and keeping it going, and keeps me wanting to just do better, and just to show him that how much better he can do. And I want him to supersede me when I'm doing. So he is my he inspires me every day, just watching him just grow into the man that he's becoming. And at the sacrifice that it took for him to be that way. A lot of things I had to go through to get him
yeah.
there. And he didn't slip through the cracks.
Him to
So
be next to you, and
yeah,
playing the man to hold you up, and I like that. I like that.
yeah.
And he
But I never
becoming
made
a
him man of
firefighter.
the
That's a
house.
hard job, man.
Yeah, but I never made him like man of the house. I let him be the child of the house. I never did, like, because I was married and
Never
I went
put
through a
extra pressure.
divorce. Yeah, I just wanted
Yeah,
him to be. He knew I was mama, and we have a bond. He never disrespected me or anything. He knew what it was to take care of him. But I wanted him to enjoy his childhood, not parentify him and make him like you're the man of the house. I didn't do that because he was a child of the house. That way he can grow up and be the man of his own home when it's time.
all right, man. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's nice. By the way, tell him I said congratulations as well for
Yeah, he's
taking
working
that new
hard.
journey. And obviously, yeah, he is working hard. If you
Hmm.
definitely taking on to be a firefighter, I got some
Yes.
friends that I personally been knowing that's became stuff like that,
Okay.
firefighters,
Hmm.
so forth and so on, and they
Yep.
take a lot of their time in life, but the
Yes.
sacrifice is always great at the end.
Hmm. Yeah. Thank
Uh,
you. I'll tell
Petty
him.
with Love LLC asked, "Does everybody have a set plan, or is it personalized by the individual?"
It's personalized by the individual. Well, the individual has to show up. And what life coaches don't do, we don't give advice. That's what therapists do, because therapists take you kind of back. You got to kind of, in therapy, you got to kind of go back to childhood things or whatever. You can go back. We kind of take them back a little bit, but they go deeper back to kind of fix those issues. Then with a life coach, then after they've done all that work that they need to do, a life coach kind of helps them put the pieces back together. So we just kind of be there as a guide and just be there like just in the gap with them. And so we ask the questions are within the client. The client is in control of the whole session, really. Only thing I do is ask curious questions and I ask thought-provoking questions. And usually the answer that comes out of that particular client is the answer. We already have the answers in us, but we need a certain, what we do is just kind of extract it out of them, and then when they hear themselves answer, then they're like, okay. And it teaches them how to make their own mind exercise and learn to problem solve for itself. So we do that. So they come and bring coachable topics like what they want to do, or like if they're having trouble at work or whatever they want to do. Then I form my questions around. After I listen to them talk, then I'm forming. We have to ask open-ended questions that makes them have to elaborate on their answer.
So it's pretty much open sesame. You know what I mean? When it's
they're
when
in
you're in the
control
room with you, if they want to get what they can out of you.
Yes. Yep.
Cool.
When people come to a life coach, it means they usually are. That means they're at the point where they're really ready to. They're making the choice, and then empower. That's what the empowering piece comes in. They're empowering themselves. Like, you know what? I'm going to make my life better. I'm going to show up for myself. I have to do. They realize that they have to do the work. It's no one else's responsibility. So that's what's cool about it.
Like that.
That was a great question. Thank you.
So it's almost like a set plan, but it's not a set plan. More so like you said, for the therapist.
Yes.
The therapist is the one with the set plan because they coming in and they want you to come off like that. The life coach, as in you want them to be comfortable enough to come out like that. More so as forcing it out.
We kind of help them own their truth and help them be comfortable in their vulnerability, because it takes vulnerability to come and open yourself up to a stranger, and to share your thing. But we provide is hopefully get off a peaceful feeling. My clients always feel super comfortable because they open up. I can go to a doctor's office and they open and tell me their whole story. So it's it's an anointing, and it's also just a gift that you have that makes people feel comfortable and safe because they are. So that's when I always make sure that I make people feel like that. They can just come and they can just realize, like talking in a living room with someone, they open up and they really get a lot out, and it's so healing for them, because a lot of things people hold in, because sometimes when you tell family and friends things, you may get criticized or ridiculed, or people will hold it in, they'll come and use it again, weaponize it on you later. A life coach is a neutral person. We're not going to come and weaponize it and throw up in your face what you said, or haha, you was crying or whatever like that. They have it. So that's what makes them comfortable. They can speak, have a comfortable place to have an active listener with them.
I feel like if I was to ever take a session that way, I would pick a life coach over a therapist. Because a therapist, like, more so is like doing their 9-to-5 job. Some therapists don't even like being a therapist.
I know a lot of them. Yeah.
But I know for a life coach as well, and it's crazy that you're the first interview and the first highlight Everyday Grind, because I actually know another life coach, and she so happened to be like family to us, and it's never changed from day one.
Awesome.
Me and my wife, we moved out here in 2016.
Wow.
She helped us get on our feet.
Oh, wow.
It went from that to trying to give us the house. We wasn't in the place of taking it, but later on down the life, life, always hold on to stuff that's been happened to you that's dear, that you really haven't exhausted. And I say that in like every blessing that you get from somewhere through somebody is not meant to be exhausted. And when you take care of it and you treat it right, it'll treat you right later on.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
And it definitely has. So awesome. I like life coaches over therapists any day, if you want.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you. That's really nice.
All right. We got 2 more questions, and you can take as much time as you want to answer these.
Go ahead.
But one of the questions is 5 things that you can't go without on a daily basis. I knew this would be a good one. I think everybody else that come on is gonna have a hard time, but 5 things you can't go
I
without.
I won't have a hard time not. The first, okay, I have to have water. I have to have my water. I go to bed. I take 3 bottles at night with me. I love water. And I have to have lipstick. Gotta have lipstick. I have a
Not
lipstick.
every time, huh?
I love. I have all colors. I mix them together. I love. I'm a real girly girl.
Ain't nothing
So I
wrong with
love.
that.
Yep, I love lipstick. Music. Have to have my music. Love music. Love music. Love music. I can't go without my smoothies either. I mean, I love.
Hey,
I have to have my smoothies. I don't care. And even if it's nighttime, I gotta make one. So that's what. That's three.
3, yeah.
That's three things. Oh, I can't go without body butter. I have to have body butters. All kind of different body butter. I love body stuff. I love to smell good. So I'm kind of obsessed with that. I love smelling good. I
Okay.
do. I love it. I'm always like rubbing something on. I might have some over here now. That's always rubbing. Um, what's my third thing? I cannot go without. I don't go without telling people how what I feel about them either. I love to do that. It's like an everyday thing. I like to tell. I randomly pick like people in my life, and they always say I'm like this walking Hallmark card. But I'm very expressive because I like to make sure that people know how I feel about them, and not as I'm standing over their casket when they can't hear me. So I'm really intentional
Right.
about that. Yeah, and I love to tell my family, friends, or whoever. It just they say what is, and it just be out of nowhere. I love to express my love to people. That's like the fifth thing. Yes, that's
Okay.
those are the 5 things that I don't do go without every day. I love that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I like that. It's a lot of things, but I know it's a couple things. One of the things that I probably wouldn't be able to go without is some gummies. You know,
you like gummies?
yeah. If
Like
I
gummy
gotta mess up,
vitamins?
man, it could be gummy vitamins. It
Okay.
can be regular gummies. I just can't go without
Wow.
them.
I never.
Right now, I don't even have none, and surprisingly, I
You
ain't
love
thought about it.
gummies.
Yeah, that's one of my
Wow.
things. I can't tell everything, but that's one of my
Uh huh.
you know
That's
one of
nice.
my basics right there. If I'm on a trip, anything, I gotta
Gummies.
have gummies.
What's the other stuff? What's the other
I give another one. Let's see,
gummies?
gummies. Uh, definitely can't go nowhere without my computer.
Really? Okay, computer.
I would say my family, but obviously they're not gonna let me go nowhere either. So I mean,
Yeah,
that's a catch 22.
computer and gummies. Okay.
But
Yeah.
my computer and my gummies, I get a lot of stuff done when I'm moving around.
Okay.
I never know what I'm gonna run into when I'm
Okay.
gone either. So I like to just take my computer on the fly
You
and
never know. Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That's cool. Gummies.
Gummies though. I know that's funny, right? Yeah.
It is.
Don't judge me, y'all. All right. Don't judge me. All right. Before I'll let you walk out of here, and appreciate your blessings. You know what I'm saying? Before I let you go and share your handles to all your socials, whatever, and how people can reach you and how you could be able to help them. What advice would you give to someone doing exactly what you're doing right now?
Just to go and just be yourself and know that
And you don't got to shorten the answer. You can give it as long as
I'm gonna give
possible.
you. Yeah, I'll elaborate, and you can ask me other things
Okay.
if even if you don't have it wrote down. You can ask me anything. I'll answer anything you want to know.
We still got the tattoo going on, so they might not let me slide out right away either. So
Okay.
they could definitely have questions for you. It's another
Whatever,
one
it's
in
fine.
here
I
too.
can't
So
see anybody in the chat. Am I supposed to see anybody on my end? I don't see anybody in the chat, so you probably read the questions to me
okay.
because I don't see anything. I just see you're in the show. Okay, yeah, I don't see any questions unless I hit the chat button.
Right.
What I would tell you mean what I would tell another life coach, or what I would is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I would tell them just to show up and be themselves, be authentic and unapologetic about who they are. And also to know that your life don't have to be perfect to be a life coach. I probably would have done it sooner if I didn't think I had to have all my stuff together first. It's like a lot of times life coaches, we're getting our stuff together as we're helping other people get it together. And then we're kind of
Exactly.
coming from experience. So I would tell them to do that and just go all the way in and create your own way to do things. There's no textbook way. They teach you how to do things, but you kind of come out. What's cool is forming your own unique thing and using your intuition a lot and kind of getting it. I'm kind of like a chameleon with my clients. It's like I kind of get in the mold with them. However they come, it's like I can kind of feel how they the approach that I need to take with them, because there's no one way to do this everybody. You got to do people differently, and so you got to kind of get in tune with them to
I
know
agree.
which way to come. You got to kind of have really be linked into your intuition to know when you're going too deep. When you're hitting some things that like you got to know when to cut it off. Like, okay, I think we went deep enough today, because people, it stirs up a lots of emotions and stuff like that, and some people can be triggered by certain things. So I always ask during my session, are you okay? And they'll say, yeah. I say, you look a little discomfort. They say, I'm okay. I said, do you want to go further, or have we went deep enough for today? You got to learn how to do that with your clients. And then it's okay to sit in silence, because a lot of times you think you got to fire questions, but you don't. It's okay to sit in the silence and let them have their moment. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I want to have a moment with them, because some of the stuff they're telling me is really heart wrenching or really sad or whatever. But you got to kind of be the stronger. But if you get emotional, it's okay too. That just lets them know that you're real and that you really care. It's not a money thing.
Exactly.
But just letting them just be who you are, and just show up for and do it, and know that it's a calling that you're answering, and that we are serving the community and leaving our mark here, and just helping one person at a time. If you only help one person, you've helped a lot. Because that's one
Yeah.
healed person that's going to be walking around feeling much better, and they'll be telling other people about you and that. But just show up authentically, show up and just be there for that person, and just be open, and don't come with judgment. People don't make sure you leave the judgment out, and don't be gasping when someone tells you something. Just kind of keep a straight demeanor, because people don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like that. They already feel shame, and it's already hard enough to be vulnerable to tell you some of the things. So you can't be reactive and like, or act like, oh my goodness, because that makes people clam back up. So just
Exactly.
being open and just letting them have their time. This is their moment. They're paying for this time with you. And so make
Exactly.
it a pleasant experience, and make it where they feel when they leave that they feel like that was a well spent money, and that they feel good. And when they leave, they feel like next day they usually call me or text me, or they say, I can't believe how much better I feel. So that always makes me feel great when they have like those aha moments or a breakthrough. It's really wonderful. So just
I
be
like
there for them, and just be authentic, and just show up, and just be compassionate for them.
I like that. I mean,
Mhm.
and that's an everyday life thing for me. If you're gonna be around me, if
Yes.
continue to be my friend, you're gonna continue to, say I love you, bro, or I love you,
Yes.
son, anything, just be authentic.
Be real.
Don't hide nothing back. Don't, turn your
Mhm.
back on me. Don't shade away from me when stuff get rough.
Yes.
Just if it's not something that you understand, just give the best advice that you think is gonna
Yeah.
work,
And just
and make them
listen.
understand. Exactly.
Yeah, because you
Exactly.
might not be wanting advice. Sometimes, they don't want us to give advice, because what advice might work for me may not work for that person. Like, what if I tell somebody, well, you should leave this man, but they're not financially ready? Then they go and make that move, and then they're out there stuck. So you can't tell them what to do. They have to wait till their situation's right, and
Mm.
when they feel the courage to do whatever, because they got to live that life after they leave me. I've coached virtually though. I coach online on video, on Zoom. It can be any of those platforms. Some people come to the Instagram cameras or Duo. So I'm a virtual coach, so I can reach people all over the world. Whoever wants to do that.
That's nice right there.
Hmm. Hmm.
Glad to be, glad you could be universal with helping people too. A lot of
Yeah.
people, I like to say one of my favorite sayings is, it's always somebody somewhere else going through what you're going through,
Hmm.
or doing what you're doing, trying to, strive the same way you strive. And
Hmm.
you just can't never wake up and be like, man, today is the worst day ever. Yes, it
No.
might be some bad feelings going through your system, but it's
Hmm.
nothing to wake up tomorrow or later that day and make them disappear.
Hmm. Yeah.
We got
I
another
always.
question.
Okay. Go ahead.
Petty with Love again.
Hmm.
Shout out to Petty with Love for sticking with us in the chat
Okay.
and
I see the
giving
question.
their opinions. Have you ever had a bad experience during your time as a life coach?
No, I haven't. You mean like in my personal life, or when I was coaching someone? Could you elaborate a little more, or like during the session, or you mean in my personal life?
If you're still there, Petty with Love, and
Hmm.
is it personal or is it work? The work life.
I'll
If
just give
you
her two answers. Like if she's talking personal life, right now things have been going pretty
during the session.
smoothly. Oh, during session, no, I haven't. But there is times. Well, it wasn't a bad moment, but it was a moment. We have to know when to. Another thing with coaches, we have to know when the person's situation that comes. We got to know when it's bigger than us. Like, because we're not, some people we have to refer out to a therapist, you know.
Hmm.
And I've had a couple people who wanted to do suicide, or they had been thinking about it that day, and they'll get in my DMs because they've seen me on somebody's live or something. 'Cause I do a lot of lives on other podcasts, and
Hmm.
they'll reach out. They'll remember that, you know, I said how they can reach me, and they'll, you know, the one girl said she was wanting to do it, and so I was on the phone with her. Even I just came as my natural self because I was just like talking to her, and by the time we got done, she didn't even want it. She's been living and thriving and doing fine. I think she just wanted to be noticed, and she just
Yeah.
been was feeling just in a really bad moment. She was living really bad, and she saw me on. She said, "I saw you on a live." And you know, she was saying she was thinking about killing herself, and I just kind of talked to her and I prayed with her, and we were on the phone probably 3 or 4 hours, you know. And
Yeah.
by the time we got done, she felt better, and so I check in on her, and she's doing well now. So it's like, but those are not situations that I'm really supposed to handle, you know. Those are things we refer out. But on a Sunday
Hmm.
night at 11 o'clock, I'm not
Right.
going to refer. I'm going to try to see what I can do to her for her. So that's what I did. But I've had people who feel that low that they want to kill themselves, and I just sometimes I tell them it's a bad day. It may be a bad couple of days, but it's not necessarily a bad life. It's still worth living. And anything that's happened, any test, you can turn to a testimony, you know, and you can come through. It doesn't always, you're going to have some bad things. You're going to have mountains to climb up, you know, and you just got to be determined to try to get up them, over, or around them. And I said, the blessing's always on the other side, you know, but it's not easy. You know, it's not an easy, but you just have to, it's worth living. You know, you still can, and when you get on the other side, you'll see how courageous you were. And if you live through it, you'll know that you're resilient and that you have the strength to get through things, you know. So,
Hmm.
yeah, but other than that, it's been pretty good. It's always really great feedback. They always feel comfortable. They always have, they call it, it makes me feel, it makes me even know more that that's my why, you know, and it makes me feel really happy that I'm being effective and just showing up, just being me, what I do in my everyday life outside of coaching. So it's just good to know that I can, that being me like that helps other people. So,
Have you
hmm
ever like felt like that you done had a person come in there and they day just been going so crazy, and when they get to you and talk to you, like when you leave, that you kind of like inhabit some of their feelings a little bit?
yeah, I'm an empath. I feel everybody's stuff. I take a
Right.
lot of things in, but I know how to get it out because that's what I do. Like between clients, and if sometimes you have sessions, I've had some sessions that were really heavy where I just afterwards I go take a nap just to kind of replenish myself. Or
Yeah.
either what I do is use music, or I get quiet, but it doesn't bog me down. It's like I'm somebody goes just built to handle things because I don't let it bog me down, and it doesn't make me feel depressed. It just makes
Mhm.
me that much more want to figure out how I can navigate, help them navigate through what they're going through. But I know how to get myself back together and refill myself again, you know, and that comes with music. Or I love to cook. I'm a really great cook. I like to cook and all that stuff. I used to cater too when I back in the times too when I was doing hair. I used to be a caterer also.
Yeah, so that
So
wasn't your
I like to
first job. You might have just turned into a hustler then, huh? You just
I was always an entrepreneur. I didn't realize that because even like the babysitting, I got paid out of pocket. Then I used to keep twins. They were 9 months old. I got paid really good. I was like probably 13. I was probably getting like 350 a week. You know,
oh
that was
man,
a lot of
you
money
was
for
living.
13. Yeah, I was getting paid good. And
You
then
was living.
then I had a Jerry curl business in the seventh grade.
What? A
Yeah, I would
Jerry
get my
curl
homework done,
business.
and yep,
Never
and I
heard
had
it
all the
before.
yep, I had the guys looking like D Nice, or you know, whoever with the little Easy E. So I was doing curls and all that kind of stuff, and they'd be at school the next day with the little plastic bag on their head. So I just always was.
Oh man, that's
My
funny.
mom knew how to do hair. My mom was real artsy. I'm not really artsy, but my dad was an avid cook too. He worked for United Parcel, but he was a great cook. So he
Okay.
made us all know how to cook. My brothers can throw down and make their own breads and all kind of stuff. So I'm more of a freestyle cook, like natural cook, like to kind of mix stuff and make, you know, like soul food and stuff. But
Hmm.
I used to do the Jerry curls at home and braids and stuff like that, you know, braid people's hair. I don't braid, but I used to do like little girls' hair. And I just was always taking care of somebody, you know, always doing something like that. But I was always doing hair and doing fingernails, doing nails in the kitchen, and go over to my friend's house and doing nails. I had the products and stuff. So I always
Oh
cut my
yeah.
own hair and everything. I used to always do all that stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I see it.
Yeah.
You know, you come on looking stylish. You know, obviously you've been a stylish person. You know,
Yeah.
and been a giving person. You know, loving person.
Yeah.
Somebody that's not going to allow somebody to give up on themselves.
No.
And over here
No,
on
you cannot.
Everyday Grind, man, I like to tell people to wake up and smell the grind because you always need somebody like that. You know,
Yes.
I'm blessed to like try to, not a try, but I honestly can say I probably put myself in that position over the years,
Mm-hmm.
who I am, and being resourceful, being
Yes.
loyal to my friends and my family. And
Yes.
I don't know no other way to wake up. And even if I'm
Yeah.
having a bad day, like I kind of just like give myself a reset. I space
Yeah.
myself away, like you said, either take a nap or do something
Yeah.
that'll take your mind away and
Mm-hmm.
think of, and then I come back, and when I come back, it's like I never was in that space before. So
Yes. Yep.
yeah.
My lowest time where it was really hard to recover was the hardest recovery. It wasn't even my divorce. It wasn't even that because I was already emotionally divorced before I even did the paperwork. But
Hmm.
it was when my mom died though. That was in 2013. Her anniversary is coming up on the 17th on St. Patrick's Day. But that was
Mm.
something I thought that I wasn't gonna live through. And then when I started getting better after about 3 years, after about the third year, because I had lost my smile and everything. I didn't smile. Everybody was like really worried because I'm always smiling and laughing and being silly. And
Yeah,
I didn't feel like I couldn't barely find a reason to smile. But I was like, when I see my son, I'm like, my mom is gone, but his mom isn't gone. I'm still here. So I
exactly.
had to dig myself out because I don't want his experience to be like that because I'm sad about my mom. So,
Yeah.
I had to realize that, I had to pick up my mom's torch and my dad's torch and just carry it and make my mark here like they did, just kind of finish where they left off. But that was a
Mhm.
really tough time. I put on tons of weight. I mean, I put on tons of weight and everything. I've always been a tall, big girl, but I got
Mhm.
like maximized. So since I've been gone for 2 years here, moved to Cincinnati, and with him in training, I've been cooking for us. So I've dropped like
Mhm.
109 pounds
That's good.
naturally, just cooking and eating healthy and making sea moss gel and all that kind of stuff and just doing that. So I just started learning how to, the same love I poured into other people, I decided for this 2 years of time to pour that into myself and then just start taking care of myself better. And it's blossomed into so much other stuff. It's made all the difference for me.
Man, well, I'm glad that
Yeah.
we, like I said, we ran into each other.
Yeah, it was great.
Uh paths are never meant to be crossed. They're meant to be met. And
Yes.
when we cross paths, I've seen it instantly. Like I'm glad
Yeah.
that we could bump
Yeah.
heads, and how we bumped heads, having this conversation like this,
Yes.
you being able to come on here and open up, somebody
Hmm.
that can relate to parent loss. My mom passed away 2009,
Oh God. Yeah.
right after I turned 21.
Oh my.
It'll be 13 years.
Wow.
This year, my dad died April Fool's Day.
Oh.
So it'll be 3 years this year. So
Yeah. It's different.
just yeah, exactly. When you go through stuff like that, and it take a toll on you, like you said, you don't know
Hmm.
how to deal with it, but you just gotta, dig. You
Yeah.
gotta dig deeper than you probably ever have.
You're forced to because you're in it and you
Right.
just like, oh my God, I have some great friends. Most of my friends are guy friends. They're like my best friends. And they know how to
Yeah.
take care of me because I'm just used to being around guys. So I think I come from being with the brothers and all that. I have lots of
Yeah.
girlfriends too, but it's more the guys. And I would just
Yeah.
call and they would say, hey, because my one friend calls me Joy Bug. He was called he said he says I'm 90% butterfly but 10% wasp. He's that sting when I get mad. I just keep stinging.
But
But
it.
I used to call
Yeah,
him.
I got that problem too, but it's okay.
But he said I would just call him and I couldn't even get any words out. He knew what it was. He would just immediately just
Yeah.
start praying me through because that was a tough time. But it's like now I'm doing what she told me to do. She was before she died. She was just I think she knew she was gone. But she would say, I just want you to go find your happy because I had went through a whole bunch of loss at that time. And
Mm.
I said, I'm happy. She said, no, not like I know you are normally. She said, I want you to go find your happy and I want you to take care of yourself. And then 2 weeks later, she died. So I've been on that
Mm.
quest of doing that ever since then. And I'm finally, the pieces are really coming together. And I said, they both will be really proud of me because my parents were still together when they both died, after they died. My dad died when I was 22, but my mom died when I was 45. So I had her that much longer than him. So, um, and I felt a little sad. I had my 55th birthday in January. I felt a little bit like, wow, it just showed me how much I missed, how much she's not there. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I celebrated and enjoyed. I'm gonna celebrate her this week.
Yeah.
So my son and I are gonna celebrate her, and we're gonna. She loved that corned beef and stuff like that. So we're cooking that in honor of her, and so I
Wait.
always celebrate her. Hmm.
I'll be definitely eating some too because St. Patrick's Day happens to be my wife's favorite day,
I love it.
favorite holiday. I don't know. I mean, I love green to death, right? Like, but it's just something about seeing her in that mode, you know what I mean? It made me feel
Oh,
good. And then she loved corned beef and cabbage
oh,
as well. So I
honey, we
mean,
got
we're gonna
two
be
of them. We
definitely
bought
eating it with
two. Yep.
you.
We got two. I'm
Definitely
gonna
gonna
put it
be
in the
eating it
air.
with
I'm gonna put it in the what's the thing? The Instapot. I'm
you.
gonna cook that, and I'm gonna make my son some little mini cheesecakes because we've been eating like no carbs. And he
Yeah.
said we having a major fun cheat day on Thursday. So we have. I'm
There's
having
nothing wrong with that.
potatoes. There's not gonna be no broccoli on that day.
Right. Ain't gonna be nothing
Yeah.
healthy. We gonna get down to this
We're not
thing.
gonna go crazy, but we're gonna have fun.
Man, well, Joy,
Yeah.
man, it's definitely been a pleasure.
Thank
A
you.
blessing.
You same here.
And anytime you want to come hop on the show or you feel like you got something to
Oh,
share,
all the
hit me up.
time.
You know, it's always gonna be a spot where we dropping. We got a main podcast too, Good Synergy, as you seen on the
Yeah.
YouTube channel. That's like our main thing. So
Okay.
when we all not doing our own stuff, most definitely we are on Good Synergy. Shout out
Okay.
to Edith Roberts said this. Coach Joy is a wonderful person who has a
Oh,
great personality. I learned a lot from her.
oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you did. I like people just to learn. I like to share. I'm like an open book. There's no question off limits. It can be personal.
Yeah.
I just feel like because I have nothing to hide. I have zero regrets. You know, I have nothing's a topic where I can't talk about it or it's going to stir up something. I
Hmm.
just tell people I'm very honest to a fault. You know, it can be personal stuff. It can be women's stuff, sex stuff. You know, I talk about all different things. You know, and I hope a lot of women, you know, be comfortable with themselves that way too. And so it just depends on whatever it is. You know, I'm just open like that because how we all learn, and we should all learn. You know, especially I love our people. I love our people to know things because a lot of times we couldn't ask our parents certain things. But I was blessed to be in a
Yeah.
house where no topic was off limits. So I think that's
Hmm.
why I'm the way I am. We have open communication at home. And my
And you
mom
hang around a lot of
told me,
guys, so it's
yeah, a lot
self-explanatory.
of guys, and I loved grown people. I always liked people older than I was. So I learned a
Yeah.
lot from grown ladies. My mother was ultra feminine. So I'm not one of those ladies where they act like, oh, they're a man and manly and all that. No, I'm very strong and very a rebel, but I'm very ultra girly girl, feminine, soft, and fragile too in my heart. But I know how to, if I need to stand up with my knuckles, I can do that too because I learned, you know.
Let's hope we don't never have to see you standing up with your
No,
knuckles somewhere. You know, we don't want to have to take
no.
a Hulk or something. Let's not do
Bruce Banner can turn to the Hulk, but I don't have to like to be on that side. I like to stay on the sweet side.
that. Man, well, go ahead, share with the people where they can reach you, how they can reach you, and
Yes. Thank
all that.
everybody for being here. Thank y'all so much for taking your time because you could have been doing anything else. I'm
Right.
on IG a lot. I'm more on IG. So I go under Joyful Connections Life Coaching. And right now I'm having my website is almost finished. So right now, if you want to reach me or if you want sessions, first of all, I offer a discovery call, I call it. That's a half an hour is for free. And a lot of times people come there and they discuss what they got going on and they get a feel for me. And if they feel we're a good fit, then they usually set up sessions or I do it one at a time. And I think I'm going to have a shop pay on my website where you can pay in increments. I think I'm adding that. But in the
Okay.
meantime, you can get on my DMs and just let me know if you want to come, and I'll send you my Calendly schedule, my agreements, my bio, and everything about me and what I do that you didn't hear tonight. And you can schedule times that you want to come and be coached. And you will really love it, and you will start noticing the difference in yourself. You'll feel empowered, and you'll just feel secure. You know, more secure, and that can be for teens who are being bullied or I really like young girls too when they go through that body dysmorphia or feeling like they're not pretty and all those things I went through. I went through all of that. And so I like to head them off at the path before they get stuck in that and do some of the things I was doing to myself. I was doing a lot of abusive things to myself, like almost bulimic, trying to be this skinny person. And I'm never going to be a skinny person. So I had to get over that. So I want to head those girls off before they don't get in that kind of thing. But
Mhm.
you can reach me that way, and then I'm also on Facebook under my first name is Alicia. My middle name is Joy. I go by Joy, but Alicia Harris is on Facebook, so that you can make appointments there, or if you want to get in my messenger, thing to make appointment. That's how I can be reached. I have a TikTok, but I don't really do a lot on TikTok. But everything is Joyful Connections Life Coaching because I like people to be connected to their joy, or I help people reconnect to their inner joy. That's what I do. That's why I named it that after my middle name.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
y'all heard that, people. Man, once again,
Hmm.
it's a pleasure and a blessing to
Me
have you on.
too.
Hopefully, we
Me
can
too.
get you back on again.
Oh, I'll come on. I
Uh,
have my own resident day or whatever. Just come on. We
I
can talk about
right.
whatever topics. You pick something, and I
We'll
would
make
love
the
to.
show, life coach topics. You know what I
I
mean?
would
And we'll
love
let
to.
you come in and do your thing. So,
I would love
most
to.
definitely. Man, was definitely stay in contact with you. Like I said, once
Please.
again, blessing for coming through. Everybody,
Yes.
thank you for
Thank
watching
you
this
so much.
everyday grind with Captain Great. My my guest right here, my lovely guest, Joy Harris.
Thank
Thank
you.
you once again. Everybody, follow, like, comment, subscribe. All that other good stuff, man. Good synergies where y'all can catch a lot of this stuff at too. So if y'all not subscribed now, go do it now.
Okay.
And we out of here, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye bye.